Hi, options guys and gals. This is Gary. For some of you might not know who I am, but I am part of Options. I'm the sort of behind the scenes part of Options. I am the director of the Shattagi Ministries, and Options is part of the Shattagi Ministries. So I am often upstairs. Actually, I'm always upstairs. So that's why I don't see all of you guys when you come for different programs, Moms and Tots and Mother Goose and different programs that we have. But just know that I am in your corner at all times, and I care deeply about the options programming, and I care about you guys also, even though I don't actually get to see you every week, like Marcy and Sue and Natalie and Sarah and Tabitha and everyone else gets to do. So today, part of the idea, as you know, is we talked about cooking. So today I just happened to be preparing my supper tonight, and I thought I would actually just share an easy idea of something that's inexpensive and easy to do. Okay, so as you can see, this is the meat I'm working with today. It's a pork loin. Why I like it is because of the price, right? $5.33 for this big piece of meat. And what's nice about this is you can do a couple things with this. Okay, so I'm gonna cut up this piece here. Just one thing about the loin I didn't mention, make sure when you buy it, you're buying a boneless loin. You will not be able to cut it up if it's got a big bone in the middle. So for tonight, I'm a family of 3, so what I want to do is I want to keep a piece about this big. I'm going to keep this piece here to be my roast. For tonight, that should be about the size I need, and then I'm going to use the rest to be chops. So let's cut it right down the middle. It's hard to do with one hand. Yep, there we go. Cut it down, and as you can see, so this piece of meat right here, the big one, this one right here, is going to be my roast, and I'm just going to basically put a bunch of spices on it and throw that in the oven. And then this one here is going to be my chops. And so how do you do it? It's as simple as taking the knife and then cutting. I can't do it because of I need a hand to film and a hand to cut, but I'm just going to cut along the string lines. I'm just going to cut like this, and I'm going to get myself 4 or 5 chops out of this. So one of the things I like to do in this case, because I do have 2 different pieces of meat, is not cook them the same way, because then you will get the same sort of flavor. I like to cook them completely separate. So the pork chops I'm going to cook in a marinade. Okay, so I bought this marinade. It's Diana sauce, and it's Southwestern Chipotle spicy is what I did. I put maybe a quarter of the bottle into just a bag, and then it's as simple as taking the pork chops and then throwing them into the bag. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to take this pork loin and I want to just make a little crust for it. So it's very simple. I mean, the basic 4 spices that I use is for probably everything I cook. These are 95% of everything I use, which is garlic, rosemary, thyme, and my steak spice. So I just combined all that in here. Put more steak spice than anything else because I like it. I'm going to add salt and pepper later, and I just take some oil, throw some oil in it, and basically what I'm doing is making a little paste, a little crust. So I'm making a little crust with my oil to make it stick onto the pork. And then I'm going to take my pork, I'm just going to dip it into the crust. So it goes like that, it goes like that. Okay, it's pretty simple. All the sides of it just soaking up all that goodness. See, the pork is now just coated because of the oil, obviously, right? If you did it without oil, it wouldn't stick. But now this pork roast is perfectly seasoned on all four sides. And I'm sticking it in here. Now what I've done is I've prepared what veggies I want to put in that pan. And so I've got some carrots that I've cut up. I got some potato quarters that I made. That's some onions, and that's some garlic. Okay, so I'm just going to take all that and I'm going to pour that into the pan. So I've taken those vegetables and I've thrown them into the pot, the pan, whatever you call this thing, the pan, I guess, with the roast in the middle. I love cooking everything in one dish. That's my thing, is I always try and only do everything in one dish. I'm going to put a little bit of water just to cover the bottom of the pan. So you want just a little layer at the bottom of the pan. And then I didn't put the salt and pepper before, because now this is when I'm going to put the salt and pepper now. Salt and pepper. And this is the time when I'm going to put it over all the potatoes and everything else. There's my pepper. And there's my salt. Okay. So that's it. And I put the oven for 375. And it's going to take about an hour and a half. Everything is cooked. I have a thermometer, so I checked it, so I know it's cooked. It's actually overcooked. Should have been about 150 degrees, and it's now already at 170 degrees. But that's my little pork roast. And with this, I'm just going to make a little gravy. Well, I'm actually going to pull out the potatoes and the carrots and all that first, and then just make a little gravy with what's left. And yeah, so that is a meal ready to go. It's a more complex meal because it's a roast, and it's got the veggies and all that part of it. So it's definitely more complex than making the pork chop, but it's a alternative to the pork chop.